All right, so I'm going to tell you about a hot niche that is hot right now and also I think is going to be big in the future. And hey everybody, this is Ashley with Publish with Ashley, where I give you tips on how to sell more books on KDP and also other things about how to sell stuff online. But we're talking about KDP and Amazon and what bestsellers are out there. So right now in the US, or a few days ago, we had an eclipse. And so you'll see that a lot of these children's astronomy books are really big. My first book of planets, which is a really simple book. It is a color kids book, and it's just pictures of the different planets, which you can get public domain, that sort of thing. You can get those pictures for free because they're public domain. And it just has some fun facts about that. There's also really some cute storybooks, like this total solar eclipse, a stellar friendship story. It's really cute. I Am Earth. This one I thought was cute. The Night Luna's Light Went Out, a solar eclipse. And there's just really fun things. You could see activity books were big for the solar eclipse. But even though the solar eclipse is over, I think in the US, it's been really interesting to see how this event has gotten people really interested in space and astronomy again. And I think science in general has been kind of on the uptick in the US, but I think space is going to be really a bigger niche than it was before, because it's piqued a lot of kids' interest in the sun and the moon and how this works. And I've really seen my own children really interested. So I think there's going to be a lot of really good niches that you could do. You can go from the kids of super simple, just explaining things, to storybooks. This is really cute. You can talk about a specific planet and give some facts and get a storybook, like Jupiter, the gassy giant. Kids love silly stuff like that, right? My first solar eclipse book. This is doing really well. And honestly, I think this cover could be even cuter than it is. This is a really well done cover, astronomy activity book for kids, which is doing really well. And what's nice about this is it captured the interest of solar eclipse, but it also, it's not just for that. The Day the Sun Disappeared, this is a really cute one. It's got a Kindle edition. The nice thing, if you do Kindle books, or if you do kids books in general, you can sell them on Kindle as well, not just print, because kids could read those. There's a lot of really fun things I thought about. Dot-to-dot constellation books. There's activity books. There is a lot within the realm of that you can do. Just anything you could think of. There could be log books based on, observations of planets, stars. Maybe that's not as popular, but there are definitely information books, cute books, story books. There's going to be a lot more interest, I think, in space and science than there was previously. I also looked at just space science type books, right? And a lot of them are doing really well. If you go through the first few pages, the science books are doing really, really well. And there's one, these are really cute. So there's these kids colored books. They're only like 36 pages because that's about the size of kids' books, but they're selling for like $17, $18. So you can sell, if you make a really beautiful kids book, you can sell it for a lot more. Just in general in science too, I saw like the bug book for kids, right? You could do stories about bugs and books and things like that, or just outside information. But you can see that science books are generally doing well. I really like this, the Fascinating Ocean book for kids with 500 incredible facts. These aren't too hard to do. You can find facts, go to your local library, check out some books on bugs or whatever, science, like planets, space. There's so many things you could do. And you can get pictures for either very cheap for things like this, or you can get them public domain. There is a lot of ways to really make your book stand out with quality photos that you can get for free or very, very cheap. And just doing a little bit of research and writing your own facts. You could use ChatGPT to like gather and get some ideas, but don't have them write everything for you, right? Or even if you have it kind of written for you, rewrite it. And definitely if you're going to use ChatGPT, check your facts. don't believe, because remember, it culls the internet, and just because somebody published it does not mean it's true. It would be good to check. I loved these. So this is one I really wanted to show you, this flip book from Little Hippo. These are amazing. They're selling for like $18 and they're $18.99, and that's hardcover. They're color, they're beautiful. I know it would be hard to do a hardcover color, but we could definitely do a very nice printed color book and sell it for like $12.99 or $13.99 or something like that, or $15.99. If you do a quality book, you can definitely do this. And it's this one I just thought was really nice, and it's not real long, but it's that kind of science feel. So that's kind of the things I thought of because this big interest in the eclipse. I think kids are going to be really looking for more about science, astronomy, and just the planets. And I think it's going to be a bigger niche than it was, because it's going to define a lot of kids' generation. They're going to remember sitting out on the lawn with their parents or driving somewhere to see it. This was a really big thing in the US. If you're living outside the United States, it really kind of swept the nation as something really interesting that families did together and kind of watched. Kids even got out of school for it. My kids were off school so that they could watch the total solar eclipse. So it's going to define a lot of people's lives and probably inspire kids. So it is something to look, if you can make it creative and do something interesting, even something simple but beautifully done can do really well. All right, that was my tip, that if you want to start looking into science, space, planets, I think it's a great idea. I think it's not just going away in popularity. I think it's going to actually grow to be bigger than you probably could imagine. All right, that's what my tip is. Please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I would love for you to come back and see all the tips and tricks I have. Thanks. Bye.